Hello, it's your favorite sports Unc here. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button to join the fastest growing community on YouTube. Remember, Nightcap doesn't happen without you. So please subscribe or you're going to make Ocho cry. Four-time Grammy Award-winning artist, author, actor, activist. His 10th studio album, Reconstruction, just released. The album features T.I., Killer Mike, John Bellin, and Friday, here he is, Lecrae. How you doing, bro?
What's going on with y'all, man? How y'all doing?
I'm doing good. So help me understand this. You blended faith with hip hop. I mean, growing up, I'm sure you with this, you probably came up in the church, but you also listened to rap. So how did you come up with the combination? Like, you know what? I'm gonna blend the two.
I'm gonna be honest with you. I didn't grow up in church.
You did?
What?
Nah, I didn't grow up in church.
Okay, this is, you know what I mean? I like this.
So how did we get this?
Yeah, I grew up, you know, just loving rap. I grew up loving rap. I really wasn't. I would look at church kids. I thought that was lame. I thought it was corny. I didn't grow up in church. I was a free thinker. My mama was you know, she was fed by the Black Panthers. She just was like, hey, don't get caught up in all that religion. And, you know, they got too many rules. You can't wear pants. You can't wear lipstick. So for me, I just didn't, we didn't go to church for real. So I got to explore on my own and just kind of like see what was real. I tried out all kind of stuff. And you know, I love hip hop. I love rap music. That was my thing. And so when I did meet the Lord, I had a spiritual transformation, you know, like as a grown man, it was already there. It was like, all right, how do I combine what I already know in this new revelation? You dig what I'm saying? So that's kind of what it was for me. Yeah.
Hey, for you.
So I relate to people who, you know, are on the fringes. Mm-hmm. You know, the church is the greenhouse. I like the jungle.
I like that. Hey, listen, with you being a fan of hip hop, what do you think about where the current state of hip hop is right now? Truthfully.
Yeah, I mean, so hip hop, if I consider myself a part of hip hop, if I'm healthy, it's healthy. But this is what I'll say. You got a lot of youngins out there who don't know about what it used to be, so they're not learning from the past in order to make the present better. You dig what I'm saying? So a lot of it is disposable music. A lot of it is just hot takes and just a lot of stuff. So, you know, I like when you can mix the two. I like when you can take the old and mix it with the new. And then you got something good. So there's some stuff that's out there that I dig, that I like. And then there's some stuff that I'm like, man, y'all ain't gonna be here in 2 years. Wow. You know what I mean? Like, y'all gonna be gone.
So when you growing up and you talk about you listen to rap, so who were some of the influences?
Yeah, I listen to everything. So I like you gotta understand, I grew up single parent household. You know, no role model. Daddy ran with the Compton Crips. Uncles, gang members. I don't have no healthy male influences. So to me, rappers were like my mom and dad. So I grew up listening to everything. I listened to, I mean, you name it, I listened to it. Old school, new school. I would go back to before I was born. I would listen to Houdini, Eazy-E. Then I go to Tupac, and then I go to Lil Wayne, and then I go to DMX and Jay-Z, like everything. I listen to it all.
So do you feel like that Christian hip hop, has it broken into mainstream, or is there still more work for you to do and others to do?
I think it's breaking now because people are tired of the same old music wise. And so I come kicking the door in, you know what I mean? So when I first got started, everybody looked at me like I was crazy. They looked at me like an alien. I would come to interviews and they would touch me and they'd be like, so where your choir roll back? You know what I mean? They'd be like, hey, where your choir roll at? And what is this? And what do you rap about? Jesus is God. And, and I was like, come on, bro. Like, come on, man. Get out of here. So, you know, once I had to, you know, I did the BET Cypher. And when I did that, they didn't even know what category to put me in. So they put me with the international people. So then when I get on there and I start cutting up, then they like, man, dude is raw. Like, you know, then hip hop start paying attention. And they, so now I'm, the rappers are like, man, I like Buddy, the Game and Royce the 5'9", and Beyonce even was like, man, she saw my video, like, man, so then people was like, okay, he nice. And now I think because I had to take all them lashes, this younger group of dudes behind me, it's easy for them. They just got to be dope, and they got to know how to, don't nobody want you to come in condemning people. You know what I'm saying? Like we may not condone, but we do not condemn.
Yeah. We listen, but we don't judge.
You did what I'm saying? Like, listen, that's you and God got to have some conversations. I came to tell you my journey, my story, tell you what the Lord had told me. If it hits you, it hits you. If it don't, it don't.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, that's how I move.
Was it difficult for you, especially when you think about hip hop now and the sound? Hip hop is completely different as opposed to how it was 10 years ago. When it comes to you and making your music and your sound, were you ever, what's the word I'm looking for? Were you ever, was there any discomfort in wanting to stay true to your normal sound and what you do? Being today's era of music sounds completely different than what it used to be?
Yeah, I think I'm a bridge, like I'm in the middle. Like I'm little bro to the old school, but I'm big bro to the new school. I'm in the middle of two generations, like J. Cole would say. I'm in that Kendrick, Drake, Cole, like space. And so for me, it's like I learn from them, but I learn from them and I live with them too. So I just feel like I'm comfortable in both worlds. You know what I'm saying? I'm comfortable in what I'm like. Yeah, I'm like Travis Hunter on the field. You dig what I'm saying? I'm offense.
Yeah, that's what's up.
I like that.
You know what I'm saying? I fit in both spaces. Yeah.
Let me ask you this. I think I'm very interested in this. What do you think the biggest misconception is that people still have about you, the man, versus you, the Christian rapper?
Come on. I know you grew up in church, Shannon, so I already know.
Well, I was a junior deacon. I sang in the junior choir.
Oh Lord God, that makes so much sense. That's why you a mess now. You was a junior deacon. That makes perfect
he
sense.
Definitely a mess. He definitely a mess.
The ones who grow up in it be like, yeah, man, I'm out here. You feel what I'm saying? No, for me, you got to think like for a lot of folks who grew up in church, I don't have the same baggage. I don't have the same trauma. I don't have like seeing like the people doing one thing on Sunday, another thing on Monday.
Yeah.
Like I didn't grow up seeing all of that stuff. So I don't have the trauma. I don't have the baggage that a lot of people have grown up. Now I got different stuff from being a rapper and the church having some issues with me. I got different stuff from being a black man and like standing up for the rights of black people in church having some issues with that. But I don't have a lot of that church trauma. My mama got a lot of that, but I just don't have it. So for me, the misconceptions, people come in expecting me to know the hymns, and I don't know the hymns. I didn't grow up listening to gospel music. I only like Kirk Franklin and Fred Hammond. I only got a couple that I really grew up that I know. So the misconceptions don't, like, I'm like, bro, I'm not what you think I am. I'm probably more like you than you know. Yeah. You know what I mean?
So you didn't grow up with James Cleveland and Shirley Caesar and the Mississippi Mass Choir, Alabama, the Five Blind Boys.
Hey. Mighty Clouds of Joy.
Mighty Clouds of Joy.
Spirituals.
Bruh, when I tell you, bro, I'll be with my wife. My wife grew up in church. And she be like, that's James Cleveland. And I'm like, I don't know who you talking about. They asked me to do this tour, the McDonald's gospel tour. I'm on the tour and I'm like, they like, man, you up there with the legends. I'm like, I don't know none of these people. I never heard none of their music. I ain't gonna lie to you. You know what I'm saying? I know Mary.
Right.
You know, so every night I'm getting on stage and all the church moms just got their arms folded up looking at me like, what you doing here? And then I just get to tell them, I say, hey, you may not like what I do, but you got a son in jail. You got a grandson who, you know what I'm saying, who needs something different to listen to. I speak their language. You dig what I'm saying? It's like when David tried to put that armor on that didn't fit, he's like, this don't fit me. You know, give me a sling and some stones. I'm gonna get the job. And that's me. I'm like, just give me the sling and the stones. That the choir robe don't fit me.
That.
You know what I'm saying?
Where you grew up at? Where you from originally?
So originally I'm Houston, Texas, And then over the years, I moved to the West Coast, and now I'm in Atlanta. So, you know, I got that little hybrid of South and West.
Okay.
Well, you pretty much stayed. You pretty much stayed in the Bible Belt because you know the South. That's the Bible Belt. So
yeah, no, for sure. When I left to the West Coast, that's when I was a little free.
Right.
But you know, I get it. I got a lot of homeboys who grew up in church, and I'd be like, in my mind, I'm like, you know, what is you doing? Is you in or you out? Like when I'm smoking, I'm smoking. I'm not smoking and going to Sunday school. Like it's weird to my brain. I just didn't understand it. Like it was a weird concept for me. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, it's like, man, we finna go on this church trip. I'm finna get with Sarita. I'm like, why are you going on a church trip to get with a girl? Why don't you just go to the club? I don't understand. What is this?
I like it.
It's a foreign concept to me.
Hey,
go ahead, Ocho.
No, I was gonna say I really enjoyed it. I was able to listen to the album earlier today. I enjoyed the new album, Reconstruction. You know, Life, Do for the Party, H2, Holidays. How long normally does it take you to have a vision in which you create when it comes to making an album, and how long does it actually take?
Yeah, if I'm not inspired, the music it's not gonna hit a nerve. You know what I mean? It's just I'm dialing it in. So it's got to be inspiration, and inspiration. See, I think y'all could probably relate to this. Like, it's the reason why people like y'all. So the reason why people connect with y'all is because they feel like y'all connected to the culture. Y'all don't feel so high and mighty, even though I know Shannon be on his private jet eating sandwiches and the whole nine. You know what I'm saying? Like,
our own Delta.
You know. You ever feel what I'm saying? I know you be on your private jet, but I'm more like Ocho. They mad at me because I don't spend enough money. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's my vibe. My boy was mad at me today. He said, "Come on, man, just you know, spend another $56 and upgrade the vehicle when you go to the rental car place." I say, "I'm just going from A to B. It don't make a difference to me." You dig what I'm saying? But you know, I done forgot what you asked me again.
Oh, the aspiration, yes.
Yeah. So what I was gonna say is, when I'm connected to the people, I feel like I can talk about issues that are relevant. You know, if my pastor said something that was dope, he said, you know, I was going through the motions and just, you know, he said, "Hey man, you smell like cologne in green rooms." He said, "You need to get some sheep stuff on your feet, man. You need to smell like it's like the sheep." And what he was saying was, you need to be connected to the people who need help and who you know what I'm saying, you in the green rooms and you on the private jets and you ain't really connected to the people. So for me, it's like, man, I gotta ride the public transportation on one day. You know, I need to go to McDonald's and just pull up and I'm gonna dap everybody up and you know what I'm saying? And then I get in the studio and I'm writing for that kid who, you know, is 28 and he's still working at McDonald's and he's trying to figure out what his life gonna look like. And you dig what I'm saying? So then I get in the studio, then it get real for me. Then I start coming up with some good concepts and that's how you get that album. So it took me a little over a year and a half because I had to live some life, man.
I like that.
You do realize in any aspect, when you become outspoken, it potentially costs you opportunities. You've spoken openly about your faith. Do you feel that's cost you some opportunities?
It did early on. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I think people are more open to spirituality nowadays. Like even Gen Z, like they open to it. It's not like taboo like it used to be. You know what I'm saying? So early on, it was like I couldn't get a sponsorship or, you know, like, oh man, I got the #1 album in the country. I beat Maroon 5. You know what I'm saying? And I can't get a Verizon deal. Like, come on, Verizon, like holla at me. You know what I mean? But it's like, well, we don't want to offend nobody. And I'm like,
right down the middle.
I'm like, bro, you got rappers who are literally junkies rapping about being junkies, and you giving them deals. You know what I'm saying? I'm sitting here giving people hope and talking about relevant matters. And you know, me, T.I., Killer Mike, we got a song grieving the loved ones that we lost. I'm like, come on, man, what are we doing here? So yes, I caught flack for that early on, and then I just hate because people was like gospel rap, Christian rap. I remember, I'll never forget, bro. I went shout out to Bobby Jackson when he was coach of the Sacramento Kings. You know, he loved the Lord. He said, "Hey man, why don't you come to a practice?" I said, "For sure, man, I'll be honored." You know, so I'm in the practice, you know, players shooting around. He pulled all the players together. He like, "Hey y'all, I had my box." This is back when I had mixtapes, when we listened to CDs, you know, so I had my box of mixtapes. And Bobby Jackson said, hey, y'all gather around. Y'all, we got us a gospel rapper here today. And I was like, oh, no, Bobby, you shouldn't have said that. You should have just said a rapper. You know what I'm saying? You should have, not that I don't love the Lord, but I just knew what their brain was going to think when they heard that. So as soon as he said that, you could just see everybody be like, man. And so then I got my little mixtape. I'm like trying to pass out my mixtape. It's free. And then I heard, and one of the players, man, I ain't gonna say his name, but Boogie took my CD and said, I don't want no gospel rap. You dig what I'm saying? And I was like, wow. So it was wild, man. That's the type of stuff I used to have to deal with. Now it's cool, but back in the day, man, it was rough.
Who do you think judge you harder? Pastors or rappers?
Is that a question?
Yeah.
What? Who killed Jesus? The religious people.
Because they say you play. Man. They say you playing with the Lord.
Man, the religious people will, they will crucify you, boy.
Listen, and behind
you can make a case more people done die behind religion than any other.
The funny thing about it, the most religious that condemn everything else outside of what their beliefs may be, they do the worst things behind closed doors.
And so that's why I tell people, I got a song on the album called Erase Me. I don't push religion, I push relationship. Mm-hmm. You dig what I'm saying? Because let's look at it like my wife, for instance. If I'm religion is rules and duty. If I come home at night and I knock on the bedroom door and I say, hey, baby, it's my duty to get you these flowers, so here you go. I'm sleeping on the couch. You know what I'm saying? But if I come home and if it's about relationship, then I say, you know what, girl, I was thinking about you all day. I love the relationship that we got. And I was just thinking about how awesome you are, how much I appreciate you. And I got you these flowers just to show you my love for you. That's relationship. Okay. And it's gonna be a good night.
Yeah, I see what you're saying. I see what you're putting down. I see what you put. I see what you put down. I see what you put down. Hey, I did. I saw it.
Yeah, and so does she. Okay, and so here's the thing. All I'm saying is, if you treating God like it's religion, like duty, that ain't you. All you doing is following orders, and as soon as you feel like he ain't looking, you gonna wild out. But if you got a good relationship with him, then you're gonna do stuff because you like, man, I love you, man. I just want to do what you want me to do. It ain't me following rules. So that's what I'm saying. I don't rock with the legalistic rule following religious folk. I'm with people who got such a good relationship with God. They don't want to do nothing stupid because it's like, man, I got a good relationship. That's what I'm.
How old were you when the Lord spoke to you, or you got that say, you know what, this is my calling? I went to high school with a guy, we call him Preacher. His name was Kerry McGill, and he's a pastor. And everybody knew, because as long as I can remember, he carried a Bible. I mean, he had to be, he probably was like 11, 12 years old, and he carried that Bible. And we called him Preacher. I don't think anybody called him his real name except the school teachers. Everybody called him Preacher. And sure enough, to this day, he's a pastor. How old were you when you received the word, when you received the call and said, you know what, this is what I want you to do?
This is the page I'm about to be on. I think I was 19, 20. I started getting real sick because, 19, 20, I was like, all right, I met God. This is real. I want to change. But you know how it is with anybody. When they have an awakening, they be real passionate. It's like when your friend first become a vegan, he like, don't eat no meat. Meat, I don't eat no meat. You don't need to eat meat. Meat is bad. I got a vegan spot over here. You just on fire, like it's an awakening. So I had my awakening, but then, real life hits you. And you realize like, okay, wait a minute. This excitement is great, but I still got to live real life. And then you start having problems, and then the temptations come along, and then, when you mess up, which I did, because, the ladies was a struggle for me. You dig what I'm saying? I'm 20 years old. So you dig what I'm saying? So for me, I was like, well, I done messed up so bad I can't
go back
out. You feel what I'm saying? Because I don't want to be no hypocrite. But the reality was, a lot of times that shame keeps us from growing. It's like a baby taking steps. Like when a baby fall, you don't say, "You stupid baby, why you falling?" You say, "It's all right, get it up and keep walking." So that's what I needed, to get up and keep walking. And so about 23, I was real serious, but I wasn't like your man. What's his name?
Preacher.
That you was just talking about, the preacher
Kurt
man.
Franklin?
No, your man that you went to school with.
Carrie McNeil, a preacher.
Yeah, I wasn't like him. You did what I'm saying. I was just because I had models of dudes who they still kept their sauce, but they love God. You see what I'm saying? If I'm being honest with you, I don't know your brother that well, but I feel like I was probably like your brother, because when your brother got up to do his Hall of Fame speech, man, that to me is the way you walk your faith out. It didn't feel like he was like, "Now everybody open up to the book of 32 Psalm." You know what I'm saying? He just was like being real. It was a real moment. He shared his love for his brother. He talked about what God did. You know what I'm saying? I was like, man, you got to love that. You got to respect that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You wouldn't know that if you just met him. You wouldn't know that. And I don't remember when he actually became, but he was always, we were, like Ocho said, we were actually junior deacons. We had to lead devotional service. We had to lead prayer. So it wasn't just, and we couldn't get up there and say no Happy Easter Day. We had to say this long speech that took at least a minute and a half, or we had to pray, or we had to do something. So our grandfather, kept us very, very involved in the church. And but like you said, I kind of went away from that, because it's like when you make somebody do something all the time. So we had to go to Bible study. We had to go to choir practice. We got to go to this, and we at church, every single Sunday, and we at Bible study, and we at devotional, and we at all this stuff. I'm like, man, as soon as I ain't got to go, I ain't going. He kept, like, when I went to college, I was like, well, I ain't got no church, even though there's a church right across the street from the school. He went to college and found a church and went.
Oh, wow.
And went.
Wow.
And went. And I remember one year he got me a gift. Had in a nice little box and everything. I was like, oh, man, bro, to hook it up. We both in the league.
Yeah.
He left it at my house at the house in Glenville, at my grandmother's house. And Libby say, my sister Libby, call her Buck. She say, Spanky left your birthday gift on in the room. I was like, okay. It was a Bible.
You thought it was gonna be. You thought he was gonna put you with some ice. Give you some. Hold up.
To this day, as a matter of fact, I still. And then when I thought about it, like, man. Bible, Denver Broncos, Shannon Sharpe, number 85, got all the stuff on it. I mean, it's like it's one of my most prized possessions, because I know he gave it to me, the sincerity in which he gave it to me. That's what meant the most. He could have bought me anything, could have bought me a car, could have bought me a chain, but it was this. And that Bible means a lot to me. And he still calls me, hey. To the day he'll call out of the blue, and I don't know how he knows. God has given him a special ability, because when I really need it, because he can get through to me when a lot of other people can't, and he just like, hey, get in your Bible.
Yeah,
bro, he gave you what was precious to him.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? He gave you what's precious to him. And now I have to just take a pause for a second, because you said something and it hit me. You said Buck and Spanky, right? Yeah, it hit me. Y'all country than a mud, boy.
We definitely grew up. I grew up in rural South Georgia. We had 3,500 people. We had about 300 people, 350 people in my high school. I had, I think, 58, 59 people in my graduating class. So yeah, we
When you got somebody black walking around, you still calling them Buck in the 1900s?
Bro, I mean, you get a nickname. Ooh. If you're in the South and you got a nickname, that's your name. That's your name for life.
For life.
Even in your obituary, they're gonna put your real name, but they're gonna put your nickname in parentheses.
What was your nickname?
I didn't really. They called me.
Yeah, you did.
Nah. Most of the time, they called me Chateau.
Why?
Because I like the finer things when I was growing up. I would spend all my money on the Izod shirt. Yeah. I would spend all my money on the Izod shirt. I might have $30. My brother would go get like 3 shirts. I'm gonna get 1 shirt.
Yeah.
So they started calling me Chateau. But you know what? It's funny that it's funny that you say that and your experience, because everybody how they receive God, when they receive God, everybody goes through something. And for you not to have gone through anything traumatic, you said, hey, you just felt it was that time. He had spoke to you earlier. You kind of like started trying, like you all gung ho, like, nah, I'm gonna put that aside because I'm wilding out. So he ain't pleased with me right now. But guess what? You came right back.
Yeah, came back. Had to. I had my season. You know what I mean? Now my childhood was crazy. You know, my mama was great, but I just did a bunch of stupid stuff. You know, growing up, and so I had a lot of trauma I hadn't processed anyway. Yeah. So for me, it was like trying to work through that. And it was like, some stuff is like, yes, you need God, you need the Bible, you need prayer, but you also need therapy, my dog. You know what I'm saying? You need some extra help to process some of the stuff that I was going through. And the music was a therapy for me for a season. Just like I had to get this stuff off my chest and just, you know what I mean, let people, it helped heal. It was healing for me. So that's why, but that was my outlet. You know what I'm saying? It was kind of like, I never had. Now the crazy part, I'm 6'4". You know what I mean? My dad is 6'5". My brother's 6'7". And we didn't grow up with my pops. If we would have grew up with my pops, I feel like if I would have had, he was like a playground all-star. Right. If I would have had him, I felt like somebody would have pushed me towards. My mama didn't know sports. The coach was like, well, you should let me take him. She's like, nah, I don't like that. I feel like, I might have had a different path, a different life. You may not have heard my music. You may, you know what I'm saying? You may have seen me.
That ain't what God intended for you, bro.
Exactly. You dig what I'm saying? Exactly. So
he gonna put you on the road where you need to be when you need to be there.
Yeah. With me. Yeah. Because I've been in the studio, and I have a background in gospel as well. I sang in the junior choir. I sang with the senior choir. So if at any point, you want to work together and
yo, man.
I mean, I'm here.
Let me tell you something, man. Listen,
I know hip hop and I know gospel. We can intertwine the two, and we can do some. We could do God's work.
I'm a pray about that, because what I'm saying. Let me pray about that.
Please pray for it.
I'm gonna pray about that. I could. Now, let's just start off on just you being like my financial advisor.
Okay.
You dig what I'm saying? We can start there.
See, that's why I love you. That's why I love you, because it's about baby steps. It's about before you walk. So I can help you in the area of being financially savvy and financially conscious, my brother.
And
that's right. We can go on tour.
Cause God gave me the money to be a good steward. See, with it. You know what I'm saying?
No.
And if I don't, you gotta have. You see, everybody need coaches. Yes. You know what I'm saying? So I did just like you can coach me on how to not spend the bag. You know what I mean?
I'm gonna tell you one thing. I got a sister named Ruth, and I'm gonna tell you the truth. Hey, we gonna make magic, boy. We gonna make magic.
I'm with you, man. I'm with you. Cause listen, you know what I'm saying? I'm tight. And then I'll be, sometimes I'll be hanging with rappers, and rappers be wanting to spend money. And I'm like, man, y'all really just be out here. I need
to hold on to mine.
You feel me?
Hey, matter of fact, this is like, all right, I'm gonna get a little serious now. I'm not even playing. About finances. That's my area of expertise. I'm brilliant in that area when it comes to saving and finding deals and stuff like that. But then I'm gonna need you to talk to me.
Okay. Listen, come on.
Marriage in your 20s, not having the discipline you had. So that you could coach your boy up in that area, because I'm trying to get to the promised land.
Yeah, I think I can help you, bro. I think I can help you, bro.
I'm not even.
Yeah, your problem is you done been to the promised land far too many times.
Right.
You get what I put down?
You wandering in the desert right now, my brother. You got to get out the desert. You see what I'm saying? You got to get out the desert. You got to quit striking the rock to get water out of it. You dig what I'm saying? And just let the Lord bring you the living water. You dig what I'm saying?
He brought it to me, but this time I want to make sure I'm drinking it the right way.
Okay.
Stay with me. Stay with me.
I'm with you.
But help me understand this, because I think it's extremely hard if you think if you've really never been monogamous in a relationship. You think the first time that you're going to be monogamous is when you get married.
Is marriage. I think that's
setting yourself up for failure.
Yeah.
So go ahead. I'm
gonna
let you take it away, because go ahead.
No, I was gonna say you need some training wheels.
Yeah,
you need some training wheels. Yeah. No, real talk. I know this from experience.
Yes, because I think people think that marriage solves, but it does not.
No.
Nah, because if you looking to find wholeness in another person, you're gonna fail every time. You know what I'm saying? You people be saying, "Oh, I want somebody to complete me." Well, if you don't feel like you're a complete person, you don't even be getting with nobody else. You feel what I'm saying? You a half a person right now. You need to chill and get yourself whole.
Happiness. Happiness is not something. It's not something you find. Happiness is something you create.
Yeah, man. I think
not someone else or found in someone else.
Yeah, like I got married young because I knew I was like, I didn't have all the answers. I didn't know exactly everything. I knew I wanted to follow God. I wanted to do it the right way. I was blessed. You know what I'm saying? I was young and I made, a decision based off of what I knew at the time. I was blessed to get somebody who's amazing. But I will say, from coming from being a young, but listen, I pledged Kappa Alpha Psi at Middle Tennessee State University. It's a wild situation.
I can imagine.
So it was a wild situation. You dig what I'm saying? We going to TSU, we going to Fisk, I'm going to Texas, I'm going to Prairie View. I was like, it was kind of crazy. So what I had to do was I had to develop some discipline as a single man before I could really jump into a relationship. You know what I'm saying? You got to get it
under control.
Yeah.
That's right. Yeah. That's right. So I had to develop some discipline as a single man and realize, hey, I can chill. Let me just be, abstain and learn to just, let me walk with God. And I felt like, I was running my race. And then I started running my race. I'm running after the Lord. I'm just doing what I'm supposed to do, get my life together, my finances together. I'm focused. I'm running. And then I hear somebody running next to me. I said, oh, shoot, she fine and she fast.
That's how it happened to me. That just like that, because I was running. You hear me? I was running. And before I looked up, somebody was running with me. So what I did right away, is I went and got baptized, because the last one started wearing off. You hear me?
This man is crazy.
So it was for me. It was a mental reset. It was a mental reset.
Yeah.
So I've been on point for some time since this person like joined Messiah. So I'm like, boom, I wanna go to the promised land where you at though.
Okay. Okay.
So, boom, that's my little therapy.
Now my man said it started wearing off, like the water started drying up.
Yeah,
it did.
I had to take another dip.
This man is wild.
What?
Yeah, man.
What do you think thus far? You're still young, man. What do you think your greatest accomplishment is thus far? Is it your faith?
That's a good question.
Your walk with God, the studio album, the success? What do you think your greatest accomplishment is?
It sure ain't my walk with God. My walk with God, boy, I'm gonna make it to heaven limping. He done had to carry me. You know what I'm saying? I always tell people, listen, I ain't a Christian because I got it all together. I'm a Christian because I'm weak and I need a savior, boy. Boy, he done had to carry me in there, boy.
So those footprints, those set of footprints, that's him carrying you. That's not you walking alone.
Facts. Big facts. Yeah. I mean, you know, you get a renewed mind, you get a new nature. You know, you start following in as he leads and guides, but you know, you're still human and you got to wrestle through your humanity. But for me, you know, I done had all of the things, #1 albums, uh, success, all the trappings of success. I done had all them things. And I thought that was gonna make me feel accomplished. I thought that was gonna bring me a sense of satisfaction. What I realized is it's never enough. You only climb a mountain, get to the top to realize, oh, there's another mountain.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? It's like, oh man, it's just, and then you get to the top of one, and now you fighting everybody else trying to get up there so you can keep your spot. Like, you know what I mean? And it's just kind of like, think about it. If you think about, you get yourself a Super Bowl ring, as soon as the next season starts, what you
Trying
doing?
to get another one.
Chasing another one. You know what I'm saying? Chasing another one. So I feel like the greatest accomplishment for me, if I'm being honest, is being a present father in my kids' lives, because I never had that. That's breaking a cycle. I don't know. My mama don't know her dad, or she knows her dad. She didn't grow up with her dad. I don't know if he grew up with his dad. My dad didn't grow up with his dad. I didn't grow up with my dad. So for me, it's breaking that cycle. And now my kids are being raised with their father present in their lives. You know what I mean? Like, I'm gonna be the first grandfather that's gonna exist. Like, I never knew a grandfather, like a biological grandfather. I never knew that.
Wow.
My mama ain't never knew a grandfather. So I'm gonna be the first grandfather that any generation in our family has seen in generations. Wow. It's crazy. Yeah.
Man, Lecrae, thank you for stopping by, man. We really appreciate your time. Much continued success. 4-time Grammy Award-winning artist. He's an author. He's an activist. He's an actor. His 10th studio album, Reconstruction.
Yes, sir.
With album features from T.I., Killer Mac, John Bellin, and Friday. Man, continued success. Congratulations on your walk with God. We all can use that. And trust me. Trust me.
Hey, man. I know you know. So listen, man, I before you dip, I was gonna say that, man. Listen, I always tell people this, I say it all the time, and I'm telling y'all as well, man. Be encouraged, because if you woke up today, that means God ain't done writing your story. So, man, you know, keep pressing, bro. Keep pressing. Like, we ain't no, like, people throw people away. God don't throw nobody away. That's why my album called Reconstruction. You know what I'm saying? God don't throw people away. God figure out how to reconstruct them into something better than they was. So, man, I just want to tell you that, man. Be encouraged. Like, you know, you valuable. You got worth, purpose, and man, listen. You know, we gonna continue rocking with you, supporting you, praying for you, and man, you know, I love y'all, man. Appreciate y'all. Thank y'all for having me on the Nightcap.
Thank you, bro. I appreciate that, man. Continue success.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, much love.
Lecrae, chat.